Hello, and welcome back to Gospel Soul Food. I am your host, Marlena, and I have my lovely co-host here. Please introduce yourselves, ladies.
Hi, my name is Maria, and I'm so excited to be here.
Hi, my name is Fabiana, and I am also very elated to be here.
All right. Well, everyone's excited and elated. I don't have another E word, but we're all of those today. All right. So we just wanted to jump on here real quick just to kind of check in with everybody. We know it's been a lot going on in the world with a pandemic and quarantine and shutdowns and things opening and talking about shutting it down again. How is everyone coping mentally? Fabiana, we were kind of talking a little bit before the show, and you said you knew how people were coping. So give a little background about yourself and how you've experienced people's attitudes during this time.
Well, I have seen many changes in atmospheres and attitudes from different perspectives. I just started a position as a customer service representative, and I work for a makeup company. So I have been getting call after call. I have been getting some very terrible expletives thrown at me about makeup products. And you would think, well, what do they need makeup products for? They're not going anywhere, but people still want to feel,
Yes.
the beauty of being out, and I completely understand. I have seen people on Facebook that are kind of having issues because they don't get to go out anymore, and I've seen some depressed people want to commit suicide. It's been a lot, really, but I just pray that God just does what he does best and knows us and understands us.
That's funny you said, where are you going? What you need that lipstick for? Where you going? No, but things are opening now, so I mean, people want to go out. We've been cooped up. I think this is maybe the second time I've put on like real pants in the past few months. I've always worn like stretch pants or sweatpants or something, because we've been quarantined, and so it feels good to kind of dress up and get yourself together again. So I understand why yelling at you because they want their eyeshadow. Like, they're trying to go to Applebee's. So, Miss Mario, so what about you? What are you seeing or hearing?
Well, I try to keep, open mind and look at things from different perspectives when it comes to people, because there's a lot of division now, of course, because there are people who are angry at people who don't want to wear masks, and there are people who are, vice versa, people are mad, you don't care, I care, you care too much, there's a lot of controversy, and emotions are really high. And so I think that it's important to check your emotional temperature, just like we check our regular temperature every day, to see where we are, because depending upon, where our emotions are, that's going to affect the way we act and interact, especially for the people who do have to go out, do have to go to work, may still have to interact with people, you may still have to go shopping or whatever the case might be. And if you're not checking your emotional temperature, then all of the things that you've been holding in while you've been in your home are going to come out with you, and they're going to come out on somebody, not necessarily intentionally, but it's been really something to see even within the church, how the pastors are even divided on what they think about the pandemic and the racial issues, the racial tension that's going on. And it's just interesting to see how divided, we've become, even though our God is the same and he never changes. And so at some point we're going to have to do some self-evaluation, checking the temperature, managing our emotions, doing better with that so that we can really calm down and get a sense of what's going on and be able to really hear what God is saying on how to respond to, the events of today.
Yeah. So So we want to, Gospel Soul Food family, we want to always leave you guys with practical ways, like some action items, some things that you can do. So ladies, what advice or what advice or what tips would you give people that are kind of finding themselves wound up really tight? I mean, it's a lot going on. Personally, I mean, people have lost jobs. People are struggling to pay bills, keep food in the house. I mean, and then when school was in, trying to work and be a school teacher. I mean, it is a lot of pressure. My advice, I am a huge advocate for counseling. I personally have gone through counseling just in different stages of my life, and I think it's good to really, and whether it's with a professional or with a really good friend, I think just being able to talk through talk through what you're going through and how you're really feeling instead of keeping it bottled in, that helps, and that will help that helps your attitude. And so when you do go outside of your four walls, you're not ready to bite somebody's head off because you've already kind of gotten it out. So I think that's a tip from me is just talking it out. And if you don't have someone to talk to, I mean, obviously the Lord, we are a Christian show, so we're always gonna talk about Jesus, and you can definitely cast your cares on him because he cares for you. But also, if you don't have someone to talk to, you can journal, you can write it out. Just don't hold it in. That would be my little golden nugget to you today. What advice do you ladies have?
Well, I would say manage your self-exposure to the news media,
Yes.
To Facebook, because we have become so emotionally charged that we get sucked into what they're saying on television, and then there's a lot of political, controversy, and mixed in with what's going on with the health, what's going on with racial issues.
Yeah.
Then we get off the television and we're on Facebook, and our friends and family are saying this and people are saying that, and it is absolutely overwhelming.
Yes.
And if you overload your senses like that, it's going to, for a lot of people, instill a lot more anxiety, a lot more fear. And so you have to really be able to manage, how much of that you take in, how much negativity you take in. So if people are really negative and it's causing, you a lot of anxiety, then you want to try to minimize that too. And get out there and do something that, go outside, take a walk, get on your balcony, breathe in some fresh air, listen to some music, intentionally try to stay relaxed.
Yeah, so you want to guard your ear and eye gates. Absolutely. But, I mean, you want to come to Facebook every Thursday at 8 p.m.
Absolutely.
Because we're going to give you good stuff. So
Absolutely.
just going to throw that out there.
Positive stuff. Yes, that's going to help you be healthy, wealthy, and wise.
Stay off of Facebook before then, but at 8 o'clock on Thursdays, come back so you can, hang out with us.
Yes.
Fabiana, what do you have for us?
I believe that this was a great time for families to mend.
Yes.
So I think right now the best time is to be able to give yourself a break, but try to reach out to your family more, because you have family in your own house and you probably don't even know them like you think you do. So take time to know your spouses, your children. I learned a lot about my little brother that I really just didn't know, and I'm just like, I've lived with you all my life, and I'm learning new things. Why? Because we're all, and I feel like that's why God has closed things down, has allowed it to be closed down, because he said it's time to do some in-house work. We have to be in the house together, and we have to cope with one another, restructure the families. So I do feel like do a little bit of that.
Yeah.
And if you can't do none of that, then if all else fails, just rest.
Yeah. So that's good, because we have been just running, going. Our culture is just a culture of speed. I mean, technology and just going nonstop. I mean, I may be aging myself here, but I remember when TV went off.
Yes.
A lot of you out there may not remember that.
The
But
flag
at
and
like,
the Star Spangled Banner.
yes. So at like 11:30-ish, you start, you got that raggedy flag flapping in the background, and you knew. And then after that song went on, beep, for the rest of the night.
That was it.
So, I mean, but that kind of allowed us to stop and unplug and unwind. So I feel like now we're or we were before the pandemic, we were just going and going and going. So it is good to kind of unplug and reconnect with your family, your loved ones. So, Gospel Soul Food family, thank you so much for joining us. We sent you away with some practical tips, some things that you can implement today. So just go out there, do the things, use these tips and just do your best. And we're praying for you. We know that these are tough times for all of us, but we're gonna make it through with God on our side for sure.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you back here next Thursday at 8 p.m. live on Gospel Soul Food. Peace, family.